welcome. Sorry for the late start. I'm having some technical difficulties, but welcome to Schenectady, New York at Frank Bailey Field for second home game for Union College men's lacrosse, taking on Babson today. No score on the board yet. Union just successfully cleared the ball. Union coming into this game 0-1 after a tight loss to Bates this past Wednesday, while Babson comes in with a win versus Wentworth 19-7. Both these teams looking to get their season off right, and it's a good test. Babson's been a perennial good team as a quick goal comes for Union on their first offensive set. That was number 16, Luke Allen, the first-year attack. That is his first collegiate goal. Coming early, the first shot of this game, coming down the right alley. He's able to stick that one in the top left corner. A quick shot that didn't look like the goaltender for Babson was expecting, and that's Andrew Almquist. He was saving over 500 last week in the game versus Wentworth. Can't get a stop on that first one. Union's first shot of the game gets them up 1-0. Face-offs were a difficulty in that first game for Union. They only won 43.3% of them. All those are going to Luke Tranter, the senior. He's getting a bulk of the starting minutes for the first time really in his career so far. He's had a couple successful face-off guys over the last few years, and Tranter looking to become the next one. That shot looks like it goes wide left. Nick Lynch may have gotten a piece of it. It's the goaltender for Union, the junior from Madison, Connecticut. Earned a preseason mention for All-American. Had a tough day last week versus Bates. He was saving at about 44%. But looking to come back today. 2 shots for Babson on this offensive set. Still got 32 seconds on the shot clock. I didn't actually look up to see if they got a reset. I think they did on that first shot. Feed to the inside. Looks like it maybe never came out of the stick. Call it reset, so I guess that went off of Lynch. Tally another save for him. Union gets a quick clear on the other end. One-handed wraparound check goes right to the face of the Union midfielder. That's Jack Roycroft, the first-year midfielder from Westwood, Massachusetts. Earning a man-up opportunity for his team, but they won't need it. It's number 44, Walker Popko, the senior attack from Laddingtown, New York. Tallies another one for Union College. He had 7 in the effort this past Wednesday versus Bates. It wasn't enough to get it done as Union had a tough fourth quarter. Would have taken you through some of these things before game. We started a little bit late, but Union had a great effort on Wednesday. Had a great third quarter, which pushed them ahead 11-9 late in the third, but just Bates came back with a vengeance in the fourth period. 4 straight goals. Gave them a commanding lead. And then Union was not able to fight back from that deficit late, even though they got it within 1 from an Emmett Lime goal. Face-off won by Babson, but a quick turnover sends it the other way. Sula starts it up. I'm sorry, that's not even Sula. That would be Charlie Cantaros, the sophomore long stick midfielder from Auburndale, Massachusetts. Trying to work in transition. Shot goes wide. Union will pick up Popko, sending up to his midfielder. That's Powers up top. Moves around back to the attack. Your attack lineup. It's going to be Allen, Lime, and Popko. Working with the midfield group of Culkins, Powers, and Salit. Fans starting to file in onto the hill. This early in this matchup, I'm sure they're happy to see Union with a quick 2-0 lead, and they'll add right to it. Number 16, Luke Allen, the first-year attack, gets his second of the day. Second collegiate goal as well on the man-up opportunity. Union had 7 man-up opportunities, was able to tally 2 of those in the game versus Bates the other day, and bringing some of that momentum over, 1-for-1 so far today. They've done a good job at the face-off of making these contested, even though it feels like Babson's getting pretty good clamps. They're making them ground balls, and they're getting some possessions off of it. This time, Sula had a ground ball, couldn't pick it up. Redeems himself, grabs one from the scrum. Looks like he might have to go back to his goaltender, Lynch. It's going to be a trip. The flag comes flying, and Sula is hyped up. He was getting beat up over there, but made a good move, forced the opposing LSM, number 36, Bruno Batty, the junior from Jamaica Plain, to make a mistake. Bite on the overhead check led to a trip and another Union man-up opportunity. We'll see if they can make it 2 for 2. 4 shots for Union, 3 for Babson, but a 3-0 lead. This Union's just found pretty easy opportunities so far. I haven't had to take really any shots from the outside. It was a dodge down the alley that's got it going for Luke Allen, and a well-placed shot early in this game. Man-up opportunity. And Popko making some magic on his own. We know he can do that. In the last game versus Bates, really they just kind of kept going to them because they knew Bates couldn't stop him. Didn't end up being enough. Similar man up, goes up to Popko. Up top, now an outside shot, and that one will go. Number 10, Garrett Salit. That one from the outside. Babson just sunk in a little bit too much, let him rip that one from about 12 yards. Not really what you want to give up on this level of lacrosse with nobody on his hands. An easy 4-0 start for Union. Babson's had one offensive possession where they honestly had a couple of dangerous opportunities, but Lynch and net has been stout so far. A couple different LSMs out for Union already. That's Owen Faldy, the sophomore D. Oh, as they actually had 2 LSMs on the face-off there. I was talking about how Union was doing a good job of making these contested ground balls despite not getting the clamp. There with the double LSM, Faldy and Sula, they get a contested ground ball, was picked up by Trainer. Didn't actually see what the penalty was there, but just a procedure going against Union. Gives up the ball to Babson to, hopefully for Babson, find a little bit of traction today. They had opportunities on the offensive end before, but weren't able to make use of them. I haven't really talked about the Union defensive end yet. I'll try to get you those players if this slows down a little bit. Dodge comes from X. Union looks for a quick double team, but backs off and rematches up. That shot coming from 13. Contested by Faldy, goes wide left. Bennett Smith handling the ball on the wing. Gets a dodge from behind. Cross-handed shot. Doesn't make it in front of the net. Picked up by Lynch. Going to work with his defense. They get the clear. That's Luke Foster, the sophomore defenseman. Sends an overpass to Kyle Goodwin, junior defender, and they get it up and out. Union's clear was pretty good so far. A little, maybe a tad below what you want. 73.9, but in a competitive game versus Bates, who was dialing up the pressure a bit, they'll take that. Bo Bensley out of the midfield group as another short stick comes off, and on comes McGovern. Shot goes wide, Lime on the crease. Lost his stick and ended up on his face, but got his chance at it. Popko starts up from behind. Sleet goes down to Bensley. Difficult pass, but Bensley just controls. He's working versus the short stick. Rolls, finds some space on the inside. Gets it off to Lime, who looks like he got the shot off. Lost his stick. Didn't really seem like it had the power he wanted. That was a stop for Almquist. Might be his first of the day. It's definitely Almquist's first clear. Tries to take advantage of the Union 10-man. Takes a shot at the net. Goes wide. Chased down by Babson on the end line. They're going to try to work quick before Union settles. 2 men match feet to sub at the midfield line. Dodge. Another short angle shot. Doesn't make it in front of the net. This time, it was Andrew Berardi, the junior midfielder from Orleans, Massachusetts, getting the attempt. Trying to work a 2-man game off this far wing. Now it separates out. Double team for Union. They will cover from the slide. Good communication to get everyone back actually out, but a dodge from X. Finally finds space. Slide comes late. Shot goes. I want to say, I did not catch that number. I thought it was 28, but that's a defenseman's number on my chart, so I'll catch it as he comes out of the huddle. 79. Bennett Smith, the senior midfielder from Lake Oswego, is credited with the goal, the first of the day for Babson. Looking to bring some momentum for the Beavers. Still double polling this face-off for Union, but it seems like Trainer's doing a much better job of contesting this clamp. They've been heading to the Union defensive side. Looks like he's winning the clamp and getting it between his legs, or at least fighting enough that he can get it the direction he wants. Quick clear, successful again for Union. It's Josh Robertson. The senior attack from Marblehead, Mass. There was a flag out briefly. I couldn't actually tell what that was for. I didn't catch the words from the referees, but we're going to keep playing 6-on-6. Union trying to space out. That's Christian Kelly, sophomore midfielder. Dodges on goal line extended and just no help. Absolutely smoked the short stick defensive midfielder. No one came to help him. One-on-one with the goaltender. And Christian Kelly finishes it off to give a 5-1 lead for Union College. And that will be his first collegiate goal for the sophomore from Westwood, Massachusetts. Face-off, Trainer wins. Gooses the ground ball back to his long stick midfielder, Don Sula. And we'll get another offensive possession for Union. Popko grabs it on the wing. As Union substitutes, they'll get their first on Makai Taylor, junior midfielder. He's going to be working with number 25, Brennan Powers, previous goal scorer, and Luke Allen, who already has 2 so far today. Luke Allen has some space, catches a slide, shot, save. Almquist gets another one. That time, a difficult one, went Tried to go 5-hole. Almquist was able to get down, make the save, earn his team another possession, which have been tough to come by so far for the Babson. Transition opportunity, but Bennett Smith was unable to get a pass off to his teammate. Ended up a ground ball, and a good job by, I believe that was Sula, goosing it away and keeping it on his side of the for his team. I'm sorry, that actually wasn't Sula. That was number 28, Kyle Goodwin, the junior defender. Same set of midfielders here. Taylor, Powers, Allen. Kai Taylor, known for his speed, is pulling up a offensive midfielder here for Babson. That's 79, the previous goal scorer, Bennett Smith. This time Powers has a go. Goes to his left hand, gets pushed, ball down. Powers gets right back up, takes a shot, and gets put right back on the turf. Union chases. Garnett Chargers ball behind. About 20 on the shot clock. 4:45 left in the first. Still a 4-goal lead for Union. They have dominated the time of possession. This time it's Salit. Salit has time and space. Shoots that one. Goes high over the middle of the crossbar. Starting up behind again. This is Mike Wall, the junior attack from Wilton, Connecticut. Tries to find Popko on the crease. No luck. Good check between the hands. I believe that was number 48, Ellis McDonald, the junior defender from Sag Harbor, New York, breaks up that play. Long pass finds the attack for Babson. That's Joey Allen. Joey Allen gets trail checked. Takes a lucky bounce back into the stick of Andrew Berardi, the junior midfielder. Dodge comes along, goal line extended, bounces off of Lynch and actually into the stick of a close D-man for Union. Almost looked like it took a deflection back in towards the inside of the net, but luckily able to be stopped and held. Union gets a quick clear. No transition opportunity. They'll wait for their subs. It's going to be Taylor, McGovern. I'm sorry, Taylor will come off. It'll be Robertson, McGovern, and Lobenstein, the first-year midfielder from Jamesville, New York. First time we've seen him on the field today. Right-handed shot looking for the bottom left corner. Saved by Almquist. Long ground ball. Bounces all the way up to the 40. Now picked up by Babson. Short 60 midfielder will take it over. That'll be Bennett Smith. He's been running both ways most of this game. I don't know if he's gotten trapped on defense or just is a good player on both sides. The lone goal scorer for Babson. So a long stick out on the field. Union tries to sub, feed to the inside, checked away, ends up in Lynch's stick. He goes for the home run clear and gets it. Long stick carrying it over, looking for a transition opportunity, but Babson gets in first. 6-on-6. Wall and Lime working behind. Union will continue to settle. Now it's McGovern. Dodges down the right alley. Feedback to Lime. Lime moves it around the hole. Makai Taylor dodges against the flow. Long shot through traffic. Goes wide left. Union wins on the sub. They have an extra man. Shot wide left again. That one coming from Lobenstein, the first-year midfielder from Jamesville, New York. That's his first shot of the day. Bit of a miscue from Babson, but they're able to survive. High dodge up top, trying to take advantage of the short stick midfielder. Shot through traffic, never made it towards the net. Picked up again by Union, only 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Feed to the inside, finds Lime. He's going to be triple teamed. Ball down, picked up by Babson. Great job of collapsing from the Babson defense. They struggled with that in the first couple Union goals where just nobody was found for the slide. Happened on an easy feed inside on the man-up opportunity for Union, and then on the dodge from Christian Kelly, where nobody looked to pick up the sophomore midfielder. Now Babson had a chance on the other side, moves it around the back. Initiating the dodge off the far wing, takes a low-angle shot, goes high left. Lynch also feels like he's doing a good job tracking these. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. There's more on the shot clock, and that one goes. Just a quick move and shoot. That was 34, Seamus Rooney, the junior attack from Bayshore, New York. He was a preseason All-American honorable mention, the only one on this Babson College team, and lives up to the title with the second goal of the day for the Beavers. Still 21 seconds. Face off again. Union just seems to do a great job. Credit to Tranter. He didn't have a great day versus Bates, but he's doing a great job right now of just being able to pull it back towards his side. And then John Sula is finding pretty much every ground ball back on the defensive end, using Nick Lynch to help clear it. And their rate's been pretty good. They get a turnover on this one, but with so low time, doesn't really count as much as you'd suppose. That'll actually be a win. They'll have a chance here with 0.7, or no, sorry, that'll go to Lynch on the chase down. He'll just hold this one out until the end of the first quarter. A 5-2 lead early for Union, 16 shots to 10, but Union made the most of it, of just finding easy feeds and dodges without a help from the defense early in this first quarter. We'll be back in a few minutes for the second. Back for the second quarter. I'll leave you the Union's starting defense today because missed it earlier. It's going to be number 34, Luke Foster, the sophomore D, and number 28, Kyle Goodwin, the junior defender. I think I said both those names right. And then essentially they have another one, but starting up top, it's been 18-0 and Faldy, as they have a short stick starting low, which has been Jack Lucy, the short stick D midi. might be notable to mention a multi-year starter for this Union team is Tranter has a chance in transition, trail checked, a great check from Babson to possibly save a goal, sends that one far and out. I saw in the pregame warm-ups that Chris Weitzel, senior defenseman who's been a multi-year starter for this team, looked like he limped off the field. I don't know if that's a pre-existing injury or something that happened in warm-ups, but haven't seen him on the field today or even on the sideline necessarily. So wish the best to him, but don't think we'll be seeing him in today's matchup for Babson. He recorded a caused turnover and a ground ball in the game versus Bates too, and he's been a good centerpiece for this defense, so all well wishes to him. Union successful on the ride. They've been doing the 10-man. They weren't super successful versus Bates on the ride. Bates was clearing at well over 80%. Really haven't had too many times to institute it, as they've scored most times they've got on the offensive end of the field. Shot from Taylor. Another underhand whip. Goes wide left. Powers trying to take advantage of his short stick matchup, pulling it all the way behind. Started out like a two-man, but he'll dodge on his own. Gets a quick slide and a good check on the face dodge. That was number 46. Ryan Barcy, the freshman defender, gets the takeaway. Easy clear for Babson. And as I say that, number 5, Ambrosch, was held up around the 40-yard line. Ball dropped, went back into a Babson stick. Short seek D middies coming on. It's going to be Lagenhagen and Lucy. Shot goes down the alley and just looked like Lynch never really saw it. It's kind of just an interesting dump over the top. Difficult one if you're the Union defense. And that'll be Seamus Rumi again. Already said he was a Liberty League All-American, or not Liberty League, just an All-American honorable mention for D3, a preseason. This Babson team it's a good test for Union. It'd be a great win to get early on in this season. They've been picked for the 3rd straight year to win the NUMAC. Union picked just to finish 6th in the Liberty League. Had a difficult season last one, but trying to build off that. Weren't able to replace a lot of the scoring they lost to Division I transfers and just graduates. But looking to find some of that on the offensive side, and just, I think they've had good defenders, especially one-on-one, but might need some camaraderie. Union's going to get an over and back call here. Some complaints coming, as Luke Foster was saying it was tipped. So I just picked it up and threw it right back over. The Lacrosse gods might have come down, put a gust of wind on that ball, as a long pass goes out in front of the Babson sideline, goes right back to Union. Nick Lynch working the clear, walks up to the 35. Easy pass makes it over the top and across to Bo Bensley. And I look down to catch a name, and I don't even see the violation that happened on this side. Another whistle going against Union. Saw an exasperated Coach Witherford. Don't know exactly what that was. Poor announcer's timing looking down at my sheet. But after a couple of ill-advised turnovers, maybe we'll have a settled offensive set from Babson. Catch a substitute. Dodge across the middle. Catches a triple team. Good check. Prevented the pass. That could have, a couple good passes would have ended up to an easy goal there. Over the head check from John Sula. Doesn't get the ball on the ground. Certainly slows it down. But Union defense gets caught looking at John Sula's nice check. And a quick feed to the inside turns into the 4th goal of the day for the Beavers. completely unguarded man on the inside. And the Union defense caught looking, collapsed late. That was Patrick McLeavy, the graduate midfielder from Trumbull, Connecticut. Brings this one within a goal. As the Union offense is slowed down. This time, Trainer wins it forward. Somehow the ground ball pops out backwards. Picked up by number 19, Seamus O'Neill, the senior midfielder. Sorry, that might have been number 18. Not Seamus O'Neill. That was a long say. That was Owen Faldy. A little bit confused there. Oh, good check. Yard sale from Babson. Goes right back to the stick of Union. Now they jump a pass. Union has a chance to get a shot here. Goal. Number 10, Garrett Salit, the first year. Almost was a similar thing that just happened to Union. A good check was thrown. The defense gets caught looking, doesn't expect the offense to pick it up quick and go right back at the goal. And Salit takes advantage of the distracted defense. Turns it back into a 2-goal lead. 18 shots for Union, 12 for Babson. Union's definitely dominated the possession game, but seems like in the past few minutes, end of the first quarter, start of the second quarter, Babson's been much more effective on the offensive end. They finally get a face-off win here. So Union's done a great job of contesting the ground ball so far today and earning a lot of extra possessions for their team. Babson offense successfully brings down the ball. Still in the substitutes, just takes a pop shot. Number 11, Joey Allen, the grad midfielder from Philadelphia, puts it back to a 1-goal game. Another face-off win for the Beavers. Good check. Looked like it was going to get a takeaway. That was a quick double team and actually forces a turnover. Forced to make a quick pass, and that one was too low to be controlled by Joey Allen. Joey Allen, though, jumps right back and intercepts a pass, and he's going the other way. Union has more players than the Beavers. And intelligently, Joey Allen will just turn around and pull this one out and allow his team to get the correct players on the field. Looking for this tying goal. Dodge down the left alley, turns around. Looking for a feed to the inside, won't have it. Trying to take advantage of this matchup versus Lucy. Couple of hard checks thrown by Faldy. Back over to this Lucy matchup, now up top. It's like Lynch gets a save. Ball bouncing around. Briefly in the stick of Sula, but taken right back away. That's a shot clock reset for the Beavers. Now they're going to start on the near wing. Back to this Lucy matchup. It's Chapman. Shot save, Nick Lynch. Preseason All-American honorable mention. Gets another big save to keep Union in the lead. Lucy on the clear, has one man to beat. He will do it. Timeout called as Union wants to regroup on the offensive end and try to find that scoring they had in the first quarter. We'll be back in a minute. Back out of the timeout. Union looks like they have a set play. It's going to be working with McGovern. Pulls his stick across his body, tries to find space underneath. He's double teamed, gets a shot off, but that one bounced well in front of the net and wide right. Union player dodging up, gets it across. Shot down the right alley, no good. Saved by Almquist. Almquist out of the net, gets the ground ball himself. Coming up the far sideline, Almquist will take it over the 50. I think they have enough guys back. They do. Shot, goal in transition, number 26. Sam Sisk, junior attack from Portland, Oregon. Gets an odd goal, as I think Union maybe was more worried about how many guys Babson had on the field rather than playing defense. Turned into a quick goal on the other end. 7:14 left. It's a tied game, 6-6. Be right back in a second. Highly contested ground ball. Now a big hit happens in the middle. A flag gets thrown. Didn't necessarily see where they got him. That was going down was Roykoff, the first-year midfielder for Union College. It's kind of in a sea of green there. Tried to make his spin. Got hit from a few directions. As the refs go to talk this one over. Couldn't see this being much more than a normal penalty, but we'll see how they feel. Still more discussion here. So it's going to be offsetting penalties. Looks like was the hit on number 34 for Babson, and unsportsmanlike conduct after the play on Faldy for Union. Both, I believe he said, a little bit heated. Yeah, they will both be 1 minute. Does not look like Weatherford is happy about that unsportsmanlike conduct, giving up an opportunity for man up for Union College. Looks like a complaint about a missed sub. There's a flag down on the field as Union was offsides trying to play defense. We're still playing 5-on-5. Union's going to bring the 6th player now because the penalty's already been had. Shot comes, flies wide, out of bounds, and it's going to be a man-up opportunity. Will actually be a full 30 seconds of 5-on-4. Discussing a little bit for any non-lacrosse fans out there, or I mean, kind of goes for most sports, but 5-on-4 significantly more space to work with than the 4-on-5, and less players to slide for Union, so much more difficult man down. But I believe this is the first chance of the day we have for Babson. Union's man down had a tough run of it versus Bates. Only 3 attempts for Bates, but they went 2-for-3, looking for a better performance here as the 5-on-4. Empty set. They're rotating players through the crease, trying to look for that feed. Skip pass, shot, goal. Left-handed shooter down the alley, finds the top right, gets past Nick Lynch. That was number 79, Bennett Smith, the senior midfielder from Lake Oswego, Oregon, with his 2nd of the day. And a couple of difficult penalties for Union. A couple of, really, if you're going to say it, undisciplined penalties. Unsportsmanlike. Kills your man up, and then you give Babson a man up right on the other side by trying to take some extra checks. Great ground ball by Sula, gives it right back away. I'm sorry, that wasn't Sula, number 21. That would be Contaros. Contaros was in a great spot, but got jumped as soon as he picked up the ball. Turns it back into a 5-on-5. This time Babson has the chance. Both penalties released. We're back to 6-on-6. Lucy tries to jump the ball carrier. Shot flies high and wide. Picked up on the end line by Babson. Just under 60 on their shot clock. Almost even in shots. Babson with a 1-goal lead as the Union offense has stalled in this 2nd quarter. Babson starting behind. That's Bennett. Smith feeds to the inside. Shot. Good lift check. Keeps it from hitting towards the net. And a very questionable judgment decision in the corner as Sula and an attackman for Babson were running it out. Shot, save. Nick Lynch, he's been great in net so far, coming up with some big saves to keep Union in this one. I'll try to get you some live stats at halftime. I haven't had a chance to pull them up. It's been a lot of action so far in this game, not a lot of stoppages. Clear for Jack Roycroft. Running it over for Union College. He'll head off the field, but a hard-nosed end-to-end for him. Lucy comes off as well. We'll get on the new midfield unit. That's Makai Taylor, Brendan Powers, and the final man will be Luke Allen subbing on for the long stick midfielder, Contaros. Allen trying to take advantage of his short stick matchup behind. Goes to his right hand, looking for a feed. Goes up top to Powers. Powers also with the short stick. Splits to his left. Pulls back out. Good defense from Babson. Lime unable to control the pass. Oh, I almost want to say it looked like he had his stick sideways or backwards. That one hit the head of his stick, or he just thought he had it and turned around. Bounced off his stick and went right out of bounds behind him. In the stick of Almquist. Almquist has to go to his defender as he gets jumped. Long pass hits its mark. Great clear from the defender, number 48. Ellis McDonald, the junior defender for the Beavers, comes up with a big pass on what was a difficult ride from Union. Quickly, a turnover sends it right the other way, though. Ground ball picked up by number 28, Kyle Goodwin, the junior defender. Now transition opportunity the other way. Goodwin sends it to Popko. Popko sweeps across the middle, grabs two defenders, gives away the ball, picked up in the stick of Lime. Lime gets jumped by four green jerseys. Goes right back into the stick of Lime. A timeout finally seals it. That was an absurd sequence. Union, honestly, probably deserved a turnover there. A couple of ill-advised dodges. But it also almost looked like Lime had a goal when Almquist came out to grab the ball and was unsuccessful in pulling it down. We'll end up in a timeout. Union possession, down by 1, 3:11 left in the second. Back out for the final 3:11 of this first half. It's been a tight game so far. Give you a little bit of recap. Union pulled out to an early lead. 5-1 at the end of the first, but since then their offense has stalled. While Babson has picked it up. Union's still done a good job of forcing a lot of possessions, but some ill-timed turnovers like this one. A pass cross crease. Intercepted by Almquist. Kills the possession for Union before it even really started. Clear up the far sideline. Successful for Babson. Had to make a tough turnaround pass to get it down to the attack. They'll sub in their midfielders. They'll try to get you their lines. Coming on, number 29, Stillwell. Number 15, Berardi. And number 38, Chapman for this midfield group. They'll be working against the short sticks, Lucy and Bensley. And both these teams have had some ill-timed turnovers. It's been more the passing game for Babson that has just thrown a couple over their teammates' heads and out of bounds. While Union, I think, just more ill-timed dodges, trying to play a little bit of hero ball, is giving some easy takeaways for Babson. And also the clear game. Union, first quarter and a half, was doing great on the clear. Especially they had quite a few because they were winning most of the faceoffs backwards, getting it towards their goalie stick, and then needing to clear. But since then, it's been a little bit more difficult for Union to get the ball down the field. Popko goes in. Good ball movement by Union in transition. Finds Popko on the far wing, and he finishes. Walker Popko, 7 goals last time versus Bates. Wasn't enough to get the win, but surely an impressive notion. Now Popko down on his second goal of the game. Took a dive and a hit as he dunked that one. No flag on the play. It's been quite a few hits, and for the most part, the rest have let them play. Only had, I think, a man-up opportunity apiece for each side. Back to the face-off. Popko going to be replaced by Luke Allen, the first-year tack. Tranter wins this one, has some space in transition, takes a cross-handed shot, bounces over the net. Not super well-advised shot there. Would have been an easy turnover if it went on net, but he didn't really have many other options. He was forced to the side, and Mike Wall couldn't find some space to be open and be dangerous. But he's done a great job at the face-off X so far today. Only about 43% on Wednesday versus Bates. I'll pull up some live stats during halftime to get you those before the second half, but he's been doing a much better job today, winning them back to his team and allowing his long poles on the wings to fight for the ball. Dodge to the left hand, finds Lime. Two-man game, but there's a triple team of green jerseys. Long pass across. Union unable to find the connections to take advantage of three Babson players just guarding two Union jerseys. Dodge comes, shot, save Almquist. Almquist has been really good on these low shots. He's done a great job dropping down, blocking the 5-hole on these bottom corners as well. And Union's going to have to look high if they want to get past him. Clear for Babson. Dodge to the left hand. Timeout Beavers. We'll be back for the final 22.9 of the first half in just a second. Back out after the timeout. No doubt a set play coming here for Babson to try to gain back the lead with 22.9 left in the quarter. In the half. Balder Rooney, 2 goals today. He was the preseason All-American honorable mention. Comes across, two-man game with 2 short sticks. Shot, save Lynch into the stick of Sula. He will throw a long ball to clear it. No time left on the clock as it heads out of bounds. We'll end 7-7 in the first. Union had a long lead, 5-1 after 1, but the second quarter belonged to Babson, and we got a tight game going into halftime. We'll be back in a few minutes. back for the second half, and a quick goal scored by Babson in transition. A rip from 5 yards away regains the lead for the Beavers. Goal goes to number 5, Ty Ambush. The short stick D. Mitty gets one. Sula with the ground ball, clears it for Union, gets it down to his attack. As I don't think we've seen Popko return after halftime. He took a hard hit on his second goal. Hasn't showed back up. That's 2 important Union starters that I don't think we'll see for the rest of the day. He is dressed on the sideline. But in his place, it is the first-year attack with 2 goals today, Luke Allen. Allen sends it behind, moves up top, taking advantage of the short sticks matchup. Drives goal line extended, shot, save. Almquist, the big-time save. There's a little bit of confusion there on, actually, restart whistle. Ball dropped by the defender. Dangerously held, but Babson will finally get the clear. Now they'll pull the ball out to substitute on their offensive midfielders. That's Jack Feeks entering on. He's going to be working with Smith. And the last man on will be McLeavy. Ball quickly lost. Jump ball. Comes down, picked up by Contaros. And the passing has just been an issue today for Babson. The team has been quite well formulated on offense since the end of the first. Has thrown still just many errant passes. Union looks to settle on their end. Emmett Lime working against Barcy, the freshman defender. Line, the most experienced of this Union offensive crew. Popko, also a senior, but he's a transfer. And as we talked about the issues with the passing for Babson, Union gets a turnover of their own, unable to corral the ball as number 27, Mac McGovern, sophomore midfielder from Wilton, Connecticut. Back onto the clear. Almquist holds, looks to his defense to his left, doesn't have anybody, has to go to the attack. Successful pass down to Bennett Smith. Smith has the short stick, makes a skip pass, has a little bit of space, but Union quickly recovers. Babson will just look to set up. I think they already have their offensive midfielders on the field. Touchdown goal line. Union for the short sticks has Lucy and Bensley. Shot bounces wide and high. No one there to chase it down. Crucial mistake for Babson. Gives possession back to Union College. Lucy behind. I feel like I heard a timeout called. Nothing on the field. Might have just been my ears. Lucy back to the defenders. Can't run it himself. I think that was intended to be a shot. It was running low on the clock, and Nick Lynch whipped it at the opposing net, but they weren't in a 10-man ride. Maybe he was looking to send that one over the top and allow his players to chase. Either way, it goes right back to the ball. Babson, who's been much more successful on the ride as they've launched their comeback in this game. Initiating that dodge was McLeavy. Now Bennett Smith. Bennett Smith goes behind. He drew 2 men. Union has time to recover. Good job by Bo Bensley getting back onto the crease and finding his man. Dodge looking to sweep across the top. Good checks by Goodwin dissuades him. Now Bennett Smith, again, 2 goals today, has the short stick matchup, looking to take advantage, draws the double team. Shot wide right. Well tracked by Nick Lynch. Bounces out. 24 seconds on the shot clock. Shot, goal from behind, taking a hit. My headset's going a little wonky here, but goal goes to Joey Allen, his second of the day. Playing some hard-nosed lacrosse, coming around and sticking that one. Back to the face-off. Procedure win for Union. Makai Taylor comes on. Offensive midfielders will sub in with him. It's going to be Salit. Salit had one earlier when Union was hot in the first. Has a short stick matchup, bodies up, down to his right hand, turns around, passes back, finds Makai Taylor on the far side. Taylor turns up to Lime. Down the alley, draws the double. Back around, Union College trying to find something, shot, and another save. Almquist just has been stellar low. Union needs to adjust their shooting up high. They only got 2 goals since that first quarter. Those 2 have been feeds low on the crease, dunks, where they've been able to put the hot ball high over the shoulder. Almquist can just save everything down low, and a shot in transition. The long pole, number 36. Bruno Batty gets another one for Babson, a 3-goal lead, as Union hasn't scored in the second half. Difficult start. Union allowing these that's 2 transition goals for Babson by defensive players in this second half. Back to the face-off. Trainer loses, but he does a good job of just turning these into ground ball, catches a hit, win. Trainer's just done a great job scrapping at the face-off X today. And gets another possession for his team here, but the offense has to make use of it. They've stepped off a little bit on the face-off since the first quarter, but I think they've still done a great job at just winning the possession battle. They've been decent on the clear. The Babson ride's picked up a bit. And they've been good on the ride themselves. And just forcing bad passes from Babson. Shot goes! Union finds their offense again. Bo Bensley turns and rips with the left hand. Finds the top right corner. Brings it back within 2. We've seen him playing both ways so far today. And takes a big step there to just get a little bit of momentum back to the Union bench. Shots are about even. Babson was trailing heavily through the first goings as, well, they were down 5-1. But now they're ahead by 2 in the later goings. Transition mistake for Union. Tried to take advantage of it for Babson, but again, just some errant passes have really hindered the height of this Beavers offense. Union taking their time, scored quickly in the last one. It was just Bensley doing it by himself. Try to get you the midfield group. It's McGovern, Laubenstein, who I don't think we've seen on the offensive end, or saw him once on the offensive end, and another subbing mistake for Union. The mental errors are just piled up as this game has gone on. On comes Lucy, matching feet with the substitute for McGovern. Laubenstein, he's stuck on the defensive end. The freshman midfielder at 5'10" might be a point to attack for this offense, as he does let up a cutter. That was number 11, Joey Allen. Two-time goal scorer was open, so Laubenstein couldn't keep track of him. Now he'll catch a switch. Good thinking there by Faldy to get that Allen matchup off of Laubenstein. Sweep across the top, draws the slide. And again, Babson just can't make these passes. They had the right thought process there on offense, and when they can, they've done a good job of getting past Union, but just errant passes over the top. And give all the credit to the Union defense. They have been pressuring the hands quite well to force some of these errant passes. Some of them have been completely unforced, but Union defense has done good getting checks on the hands and making them a little bit more uncomfortable, leading to those over-the-head passes out of bounds. But a good recovery there by Union. Also credit to the offense for working around having Laubenstein on the defensive end, switching him off of Joey Allen and just trying to protect him as much as possible. Feed to the inside, doesn't hit its mark. It was looking for Lime. Picked up, shot, goes wide, I believe. It's going to be chased down to the corner. That was Makai Taylor, who just got a lucky bounce into his stick. I don't think anyone else even saw it. Luckily for Almquist, it went wide. Makai Taylor has a long pole. Feed to the inside, doesn't hit its mark again. But luckily, Union's missing these in the right way to where they can get the ground ball, and they're not too far to go out of bounds. A little bit of action in the header neck area for Salit. I think Salit did a good job of telling you. I don't know if they include acting practices in class, but definitely rode up to the neck. Definitely a penalty. We'll see what severity. I would imagine it would be a 1 minute. It's a second man-up opportunity for Union. Yeah, 1 minute for cross-check for number 4, Ambrosch. It's a common thing. You just get your trying to cross-check, push off of your offender, and you get just a little bit above the spine. He leans forward, catch up right into the back of the neck. And Salit did a good job selling it there to make sure he got that call. Second man-up opportunity for Union. They were successful on their first. They found a feed to the inside. They'll be looking for Lime in this one unless they rotate. Interesting, Babson putting a little bit of pressure out on the ball handler when they can. Shot save. Again, Union just keeps going low. And Almquist has just been phenomenal at saving there. Another shot that was looking 5-hole, and Almquist has been all over those. The only goals Union's gotten, I don't think they've scored low since the first quarter. Quick turnover, but finds its way back into the stick of Babson. Now the Beavers will slow down and kill this penalty. It's dangerous for a minute. They're back out. It was only cross-checking. That push, luckily Babson able to keep control. Union's done a great job putting pressure on these ball handlers, making them make difficult passes, and Babson hasn't proved up to the task so far. Again, Union just a ton of pressure, causes another turnover. This time they get the ground ball. Big hit around the 40. 2 players go down. There's a flag. That looked... I think the refs have done a good job calling it so far. I'm not totally sure about that one. You can see the Union player Faldy grabbing towards his head, but really difficult to tell from this angle what happened in that collision. You actually saw a couple players go down. Faldy went down, and he collided with a different green jersey who went down, but looks like Union will have another chance at the man-up opportunity. Yeah, Union is dominated in the ground ball game, 35-19. That's helped them just gain so many more possessions. The refs are talking this one over too. There's been a couple big hits from the Babson side. I wouldn't classify any of them as particularly malicious. That one certainly looked like a useful hit in transition, but maybe just got too much or got too high. It was tough to see from my angle. It's going to be an illegal body check locked in for 2 minutes. This is a game-changing penalty. Not always a fan of the illegal body check penalty. Seems like a catch-all for the referees if they see something they don't like, rather than a cross-check, which is much more clearly defined. But it's a big break for Union. We'll see if Babson can hold out. You got to at least kill a minute before the first goal comes, or just, I mean, gaining a turnover would be huge here, as you can't just rely on one goal to release that penalty. Shot comes, deflected. Don't know if it made it to Almquist. This ground ball could be huge for either side. Contested off the side. It's going to say it's going to go off Babson. 20 seconds killed off the penalty. Union 2 for 3 on the extra man so far. Looking for the shot, decides against it, back up top. Some pressure on the ball coming from Babson. It's helping them kill some extra time. This is a relatively successful man down for so far, but Union just looking for any kind of goal. They've been hard to come by so far after the first quarter. Feed down low to Allen. Shot comes. Great slide. Pushes the Union player out. Oh, and a dropped ball. That was the cross pass Union was looking for to try to take another shot. I don't know what that whistle was for. A push in the push without possession? That didn't seem like a push to me, but another break for Union. 50 seconds left. Even at this point, one goal would be not a bad trade for the Beavers on a 2-minute unreleasable. Shot comes, flies wide. That was Culkin's, the first-year attack. It's Allen on the crease. On their first man down, they just found a good feed inside. It was Popko, but really you could expect any player on the inside to have a good job of catching and finishing if they can get him open. Now it's Lime. He's been a good crease player for this Union College team. Shot comes, goal! Union gets one. Number 7, Lobenstein, the first-year midfielder from Jamesville, New York. Gets one to bring it within one. 28 seconds left on the penalty. That's certainly enough for Union to put another fight, get another goal. I'll have to see Lobenstein shooting high is maybe my biggest complaint about Union. Obviously, a few difficult mental mistakes as this game has gone on, but just shooting low on Almquist has proven detrimental to their scoring opportunities. Great face-off win for Babson, a much-needed one. Clock issue? Thought this was going to be a timeout. Errant whistle? Refs are talking while both teams will sub, assuming that Babson keeps the ball. Seems like a shot clock issue. We got to reset. It's at 79 right now, which would be full time. They're going to say 70. Makes sense. I don't think it'll make much of a difference, as Babson doesn't really care about scoring right now. They just care about killing off this penalty, as it will give them less time for an offensive set after the penalty gets killed. Babson fans looking for a slash. It's Feeks running it around for Babson as he's getting absolutely hammered by 3 white jerseys. Pushed. He's down. Ball out. It will be Union ball, but no time left on the penalty. Consider that a successful kill if I'm Babson. Union a quick and easy clear as Babson was ready to just drop in and play defense. Union looks for the game-tying goal. It's 10-9 Babson. Union has taken the lead in shots as well through the man-up opportunity. Your midfielders for Union College will be Josh Robertson, Bo Bensley, and Lucy. But Lucy is still looking to get off the field to get an offensive midfielder on with him. That will happen. It'll be McGovern. McGovern trying to look for a shot coming on the field. But Babson will recover. Down the right alley, rolls back to his left. Has a 2-man game. Doesn't buy him much space, but gets him a little. The slide comes. Babson recovers. Union's going to reset their offense behind. Another 2-man chance. It's Emmett Lime. Bo Bensley. He scored not the last goal, but 2 goals ago. And oh my God, amazing save from Almquist. Emmett Lima, pretty much all alone on the crease. Send one off stick side, and it was just saved by the shoulder of Almquist. He's been phenomenal in net so far today. Both goalies have done a great job as this game's gone along. Especially Almquist, I would say, in the second half. Nick Lynch had a very good first half and made some big-time saves. Definitely think a build on his performance from Wednesday. He was a preseason All-American honorable mention. Right? He was one of the top 10 goalies in D3. Looking to prove he's going to have to come with some big saves as this game goes along to get Union the ball back. Faldy pummeling his opponent. Puts a good check. Sends the shot high and right. Chased down. Love to see Union putting in some hard-nosed effort. That's Luke Foster to the defender. Chasing it down in the far corner. He'll start up the clear. Back to Lynch. Lynch across to Goodwin. Goodwin will get it to the midfield. Difficult pass. Goes right back to the stick of Babson. Shot as time expires. 1 second left on the clock, and Lynch didn't have a great check at that one. I think if it was on cage, it might have went. Lynch pick it up, and we'll run out of time in the third quarter. 1-goal lead for Babson, 10-9, as Union putting up some fight to get back in this one. Back out for the fourth quarter. It is 10 Babson, 9 Union. We'll try to take you through a quick rundown of the game here. Union started out a 5-2 lead in the first. That was actually a 4-0 lead at one point. Babson will win this faceoff. In the second, flip the script. It was 5-2 in favor of Babson, giving them a 7-7 tie going into halftime. Since then, Babson had 3 straight to get a 3-goal lead. Union had 2 more at the end of that third quarter to bring it back within 1. Now the start of the fourth, 10-9 in favor of the Beavers, who now have possession. Dodge down the right alley. Heavily hindered by the Union checks. Down the left alley, turns right back around. Feed cross crease. Good job by Lynch to track that one, snag it out of the sky. Clear for Union, running through. Kyle Goodwin, the junior defender, carries it all the way down for the Garnet Chargers. Face-offs, Union 16 wins to Babson's just 7. Tranter only had about 43% of them last week, but he's done a great job of winning some between his legs, just creating ground balls for his 2 wings. They started off with a double pole wing to fight for. It's a great job scrapping to get every possession they can, and that's happened on ground balls as well. 38 ground balls for Union compared to 22 for Babson has allowed Union to have a lot of possessions and stay in this game. Shot comes pulled far left. I actually think that might have grabbed a piece of the cage from the angle it bounced. No one in net looking for a quick feed. Doesn't have it. Babson will recover back into the net. Almquist has been great low today. I think he's saved everything since the first quarter. That's gone. It's been a bouncer. Dodge. He'll go down on his own power. Also, the big difference has been penalties, as Babson has ended up in the box quite a bit, which is similar to the Union's last game. They had a lot of man-up opportunities and didn't give up many. That shot just goes right to the stick of Almquist. Didn't even have to move. But Kai Taylor was the shooter. Clears, both teams have been pretty proficient. 16 for 17 for Babson as they get another one here. Almquist coming over halftime. Actually, that pass will be dropped. Just the throwing and catching has been a real issue for Babson as this game's gone along, and that's another turnover. As I say that, Union gives it right back to them. A difficult pass goes over the stick of Matt McKenzie. Turnovers are 17 for 17. I think both teams have gotten them maybe in different ways. Dodge beats one. Shot save. Nick Lynch has been huge as this game goes on, as you can see the broken stick of Kyle Goodwin still out there on the field. Transition opportunity. Shot. Flies wide. It's Bo Bensley with the take. He had the goal to bring Union to 8. Only 7 saves, or I believe that will make it 8 saves for Nick Lynch, but I think they've came at some pretty big times. Contested ground ball, that's going to be a loose ball pitch to Union. Babson takes back control, under 70 on the shot clock. What? Shot clock reset? Was what the whistle was for? Yeah. Because of the loose ball push, the shot clock will be reset. Yeah, Union 3 for 5. Only one man-up opportunity for Babson. And that was actually off of a Union offsides. They took advantage of that 1-for-1, but Union gets 2 extra goals off the man-up, and That's been the big difference maker. Again, that one I actually think was intended to be a shot. That was way too low of an angle to even be dangerous, but Nick Lynch snags it out of the air, and that'll get him a turnover. Union gets back the ball. Some checks near midfield. Ran through by Union Roycroft. Babson's also been huge on caused turnovers. Union, I think, has done a good job of pressuring out on the hands and maybe making the Babson players uncomfortable, leading to some errant passes, but Babson's just gotten pure takeaways. They got 9 compared to Union's 5. Makai Taylor working against the long pole. Shot save again. Almquist just impenetrable down low. Hit near midfield. Flags down. I don't know why. Yeah. Babson player injured. Say impressed by his teammates. It would have been to their benefit to just keep playing, but you could see one of the Babson midfielders didn't want to keep playing while his teammate took such a hit to the head. Difficult one for the Union player who laid it there. I think we'll see him go to the box soon, but it was a drop ball. He thought, if you pick up that ball, you face up field. That hit would have came to the chest, but he dropped it, was kind of going down, ended up in the head or neck area. I would assume this would be a 2-minute as well. So the penalty's finally coming back to bite Union. So we'll take a break for a minute as this Babson player is down, getting looked at by the trainer. Going to be an illegal body check against Union. Again, they're just going to be going against Luke Foster. Babson had one of these earlier for a 2-minute release. Well, now it'll go against Union. I think it was unlucky play, but definitely the right call going here, as that hit came to the head. Never want to see that happen, but see him walk off under his own power. Hopefully he's okay. We do have a little bit of an issue on the far side with the fans that they're trying to figure out. We'll see how it turns out, as the referees took a little bit of exception to what happened, but we'll keep playing here. A big chance for Babson to extend their lead, and a big shot for Union to shut them down. Their man down hasn't been great so far this year. They let up 2 for 3 on Wednesday, and they're 1 for 1 today, but it was a difficult 1 for 1 earlier, as it was a 5-on-4 for Babson after some offsetting penalties earlier in the matchup. See if Union can hold here. They really want to keep this one at least within 2 goals. This could be a multi-goal opportunity for the Beavers. Shot flies wide. That was Seamus Rooney. He has 2 today. He's been the main offensive option for the Beavers. Union's doing a great job of staying in tight, protecting that crease. Feed now, and it comes a good switch from the Beavers, and cutting through is number 50, Patrick McLeavy. Gets a goal, puts the Babson lead to 2. So still a minute 12 on the penalty. Really putting a lot of weight on the shoulders of Luke Schraner here. He's done I think I've said it a few times. He's done a great job today of just scrapping for faceoffs wins, and more than doubled the faceoff wins that Babson's had. Babson's been much more clean, but Schraner just did a good job winning it back, letting his Poles have a chance to win it. Doesn't look like he has the clamp here. But now he fights over the top of it. The ball goes the way of Babson. Trainer's going to have to sub. It's going to be... They'll get Lucy in time. So we'll start as just a pretty standard 6-on-5 once Babson takes in their subs. About a minute, so about a full normal penalty. Union's putting Lucy in a tough position. He has to rotate between the crease and behind to cover 2 men. Union got a little bit confused last time. Ball was behind the cage. A cutter came from the top middle, and nobody was there to cover him. It's got to be those 2 top guys who slough down and help protect that crease while Lucy is out behind guarding. Shot comes. Goal. Sula thought he had the defense. It's going to be number 11, Joey Allen. That's going to be the third of the day, a hat trick for Allen. But, yeah, I mean, especially these consecutive man-down opportunities, very difficult for Union. I think maybe they're overvaluing the crease. Nobody on the hands of the player behind. Because you're playing with Lucy back there, it's tough to pressure him and make the feed harder. So Sula gets out late in rotation, and that was about a 10-yard rip. Very difficult to stop for Lynch. They get the ball, but it's going to be a contested ground ball. Not easy to pick up. Sula grabs it, flings it up into the stands. Only 8 seconds, though. That ground ball wasted time. It was a good fight by Tranter and Sula. Keeping the ball on the ground for a few seconds. Gave them some precious time. They'll settle down on the inside. Who's going to be coming out? It's looking like... Maybe it'll be Lagenhagen coming over? No. We'll see. Union doesn't... Yeah, it'll be Lagenhagen. He'll be coming from the midfield line to turn this back into 6-on-6. Looking for his matchup. They'll find it. We're back to 6-on-6 play. Dodge. Successful shot. Union lucky that one goes far left. Shot coming from 31. Camden Matthews, the junior attack from Westford, Mass. Beat his man. Had a chance, but... The slide kind of deflected his shot towards the side. Ground ball. Union's John Sula trying to grab it, but he's heavily contested from behind. Has 2 green jerseys around him, makes some good moves. Don't even think he got checked. Just was whipping his stick around a little too much G-force and left the ball behind. Back to defense. 3-goal lead for Babson. 7 minutes remaining. Union can't let up any more. Got to be able to get a turnover, and they've done a good job. Stay out on the hands, allow Babson to make a mistake. There's 60 on the shot clock. You don't need to be too aggressive here. Ball somehow bounces behind. Great chase from Nick Lynch, getting a much-needed possession for Union. He'll start the clear, working at the near side. Goodwin beats one, gets it to Makai Taylor. Kai Taylor beats multiple players, still has one on. Could have been dangerous. I don't think he knew that short stick D midi was there. Union will slow down. You got to play with tempo here, but can't be too urgent. Can't leave easy shots that Onquist will save and turn into a long possession for the Beavers. You know you can win at the face-off X. Shot bounces wide right. It's a good feed to the inside. Makai Taylor takes that one, bounces wide. Picked up on the end line by Union. 44 on the shot clock, 6:09 in the game. They need 3 to tie, 4 to win. Union creating a ton of confusion with those cutters. Finally, they get Luke Allen on the inside. His third of the day. Hat trick on both sides. Just a great job of weaving cutters in between, confusing the Babson defense, and that brings Union one closer back in this game. 38 shots, but Babson with a 2-goal advantage. After that second 2-minute penalty, I mean, Union still actually has the favor. 5 penalties for Babson, just 3 for Union. But that was quite a bit closer, as that was Union's big advantage when they were tied up at 10. Huge ground ball for Lucy. He's going to go the other way. No man advantage. As Wall was ready to sub out on the end line to get some more defenders on the field. 6 in for Babson. They don't look too interested in subbing. Makai Taylor is going to sweep across the top. Right-handed shot. Stick side high. Not the placement you want from Makai Taylor. Easy save for Almquist. Has a man coming from the box. And a bad pass to a wide open man. Been the Achilles heel today for Babson. Gives Union another chance. Emmett Lime, he makes a difficult catch. He'll have a chance to score, but pulls out. Thought he could have taken that one to the rack. Only had one more short stick to beat. Decides against it. Will let Union play the slow game. 4:45 remaining, down by 2. They can get possession. It's really not too much of a rush here. Even if you give Babson 1 there, it'll be about 1 minute. You want to score on this shot clock, but you don't have to do it too quickly. Your midfielders for this late stage of the game. Feed to the inside. Was looking for Lime. Didn't find him. Lime in the crease. And that's another difficult turnover for Union. Transition chance going the other way. I don't think you want to shoot this if you're Babson. They won't. Bouncing ball scooped up by number 34, Seamus Rooney. While it's not huge, I think you definitely hold on to this ball at least 45 seconds. I think taking that transition shot would have been a mistake for Babson. See how aggressive Union gets here. They send a double team. It cost them dearly as that was a tight shot from 10 yards out, but Nick Lynch keeps Union College alive. Transition chance going the other way. 4-on-3. Feed down low. Shot from the wing bounces wide. Luke Allen, no luck. Union sets back up. Didn't waste too much time, but just over 3. You got to start thinking about the clock, down by 2 goals. Salit had one earlier. Powers to his left hand. Shot. Save. Stick side high again. The placement for Union just hasn't been there today. Almquist has been phenomenal. But I also think Union's made his job a bit easier than it needed to be. Feeding him down low shots, which he was amazing at, I will say. But now they've given him a couple just right to his stick. See how aggressive Union is here. Even with the full shot clock, you could still get it back with enough time. Obviously, you'd have to win the face-off. See if Union risks. They did double team last time, but it was because Babson gave them a chance to do so. Looks like they're not going to force the issue here. It's Matt McKenzie out there as the short stick, ready to jump. Oh, the pass is knocked down, but he doesn't realize he did it. That's Brendan Powers, who got the interception, but didn't know where the ground ball was. Babson really playing conservative with this. Looked like they had a chance to dodge down that right alley, but they didn't take it. Shot, save, Lynch. That saves Union some precious time. Flag. A hit after the shot may kill the game for Union. Okay. No flag on the play. They're going to say it was a push without possession. Going to be Babson ball. A little bit better if you're Union, but that's almost still the same nail in the coffin. A full shot clock, you're looking, you have to double team the ball pretty much off the start, or at least when he gets below goal line extended, if he gets below goal line extended. Yeah, Union's just going to go right off the bat for a double team, but they have now a short stick and a long pole. They want to switch that off. unless they feel like Lagenhagen has the best chance. Obviously, a quick pass to the player behind. Yeah, Union doesn't even take the goalie out quick enough to start the double team. They wanted to do it once the ball got behind, but now they need to. Lynch goes out to cover. They want a turnover. They have him trapped in the corner, but allow an easy passes. Lagenhagen didn't push out far enough. Lynch has to probably get back in the net now. You don't want to give up this opportunity, Lynch. He has to get back in. I honestly think maybe should have shot that one if you're Babson. There's still a good amount of time on the clock, even if Union gets a turnover. Hit on the sideline. Ball's briefly on the ground. It's going to be tossed into the corner with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Ball goes out. Finally, the whistle is blown. 48 seconds. Union needs 2. Ball to Goodwin. Goodwin secures the clear. They're not going to have time to sub as they'll take their timeout. Witherford will get the right personnel on the field. Got to get this first one. You think maybe you have 20 seconds, ideally. They've struggled to win the face-off cleanly. Trainer has won a few forward, but the transition hasn't been very fruitful. Yeah, unless you need a face-off straight 2 goal, you know, want about 20 seconds for this goal, and then you have about enough time to win the face-off, hopefully, even if it's a ground ball, get down or take a shot, or win the face-off cleanly, get down, and you can set an offensive play. Be back in a second for the conclusion of what's been an exciting matchup between Babson and Union College. 12-10 now, Union with the ball. It's going to start on the far sideline in the stick of Salit. Salit has a goal earlier. He's trying to use a pick. Has his short stick matchup. Sends it behind. And wastes a lot of time dodging from X here. That's Mike Wall. Mike Wall feed. Misses his mark. And that will be the game. It goes out of bounds. Just has to hold on to it for another 10 seconds. And Union will drop another one. This one 12-10. Babson with a well-fought victory. Union was up 5-1 at one point. Was unable to sustain that offensive output. Had a couple of chances on man up that got him some big time, but I think mental mistakes for Union really killed them. They had a couple penalties that you wouldn't love to see. I think the 2-minute unreleasable is a difficult one to deal with. I don't think that was necessarily their fault, but 2 penalties, which were after the play, erroneous. Killed some extra man up opportunities for them. But some great fight. They did a great job getting extra possessions, fighting on the ground balls and at the face-off X. Final score, 12-10 in favor of the Babson Beavers. They will move to 2-0, and Union will move to 0-2. Thank you for tuning in. And we will face Muhlenberg Saturday, March 7th, back here at Frank Brightly.